Hey boos, in this video, I give commentary based on my opinion. Nothing is to be taken as factual. We are just here to have conversation. We don't expose and we don't sip tea on this channel. I'm giving you real talk straight, no chaser. Let's see if you can handle it.
Cause I'm a boss. I haven't done anything for you to be proud of.
Of course you have. You are marrying a man who can support you.
Okay, can you hear me? Good evening. Oh, let me fix my chair. Okay. Good evening. I know I'm a little tardy. Let me make sure I turn my phone down. Good evening, good evening. So I was a little tardy because I had to change up the look. You know, I had to get my workout in earlier today, so I threw on a wig to get this going. So let's get into the drama. Let's get into the drama. Thank you, Panda. Thank you. That is so sweet. That is so sweet. I hope the girls are joining Discord because we are in the gym every week. Okay, we are in the gym every week, not every day, but every week. And right now, a lot of us are on that cucumber salad obsession. I just made another batch today. Yes, I'm eating another cucumber today because the cucumber salad is good. It's good. So let's go ahead and get into today's topic. I wanted to start with Cam Newton's ex. Let me see if I can find it. She exposed him. She exposed him for being a liar, basically. Like, he was fluffing up their co-parenting relationship. He was also fluffing up the fact that he has his kids every other week. But let's just get into what she had to say.
Focus on my career and get something going for myself. And then I ended up pregnant with Kashmir. And then that's when I went through a public breakup, and that was that. And then me and my partner, we separated. So I'm a single mom of five kids later. People always ask, "Oh, why are you, like, what happened with your marriage?" Or like, "Why you're not in a relationship?" And I always say I was never married, but the relationship, I thought it was going towards marriage. And then my partner at the time had an outside baby. And he kind of wanted to force it on me, and I wasn't really ready to. I mean, I don't really know how to describe this or talk about this. He had a baby outside of our relationship that wanted to focus on my career and get something going for myself. And then I ended up pregnant with Kashmir. And then that's when I went through a public breakup.
So what I'm hearing is when Cam was with her, when they were in a relationship, she had the understanding that they were going to eventually become a family officially through marriage. So that was one thing that I picked up. And it just sounds like Cam was leading her on to believe these things. Cam was also being emotionally and mentally manipulated to have her think that, okay, like, she's not just doing all of this for nothing. Like, he's eventually going to step up and marry. Now, I can somewhat agree with some people where they're like, well, girl, you should have known better. You having all these kids and he still didn't step up to the plate or whatever. I can agree, but I also think that there was some emotional manipulation here. There was some mind games here. It was almost like he was impregnating her to put off the fact that he needed to step up and actually do right by her. And so it just came down to maybe he self-sabotaged the marriage by getting the woman outside of the relationship pregnant. That's what it sounded like. And so then he probably was testing her love to see if she would be open to accepting this outside baby. And she was just like, no, I'm not doing that. So it's also sounding like Kia was put through a lot. Like he was testing her to see how much she could handle, how much she was willing to go through for him. And the outside baby is what just caused the relationship to end. But let's get into their relationship as of today.
With. And we were not married. So I'm like, I'm not about to deal with this because I thought what we had was something way more special than the way you're treating it. And I felt like I had no choice but to leave. I had to choose me and my kids over what he was about to put me through. So that I was not okay with. And we were not married.
And that's why, like, that part right there is what makes me believe that she had already been put through a lot and she felt like he was going to keep putting her through more and more and more. It's almost like she was waiting on the ring. She was waiting on the ring. She was waiting on the marriage. And then like the outside baby just woke her up because she was believing everything that he was saying, probably most likely with the smooth talking, the love bombing words, and the fake reassurance that he was giving her. But this whole time he had one foot out and one foot in. And so the outside baby like snapped her out of it. And that's when she was like, okay, I'm leaving the relationship. I'm walking away. That's what it sounded like. And you know what's so crazy? She exposed this man and she didn't really bash him. She didn't shame him. She didn't really throw him under the bus like she could have. Like she could have came on here and she could have been like, oh, he ain't ish. She didn't do that. She's very classy. It says a lot about the type of woman that she is. And it's so weird because it's like, Kim, how are you getting these women? Like, how are you getting the women that have a good head on their shoulders? They carry themselves well. They have class. They have pride. And how are you getting these women? That's what is it just the money? I don't think it's just the money. I think he got a little personality to him. I think the women fall for the charm that he has. But I get how he got her though. I don't get how he got Jasmine, but I get how he got her because she was the first. But them other ones, I don't get. She seemed very wholesome, very down to earth. I don't get it.
Space. I don't know. I just try to make sure that they don't go without and that they're good mentally. And we have a great co-parenting schedule. Like we do good with co-parenting. I feel like we do the best we can and we make it work. We make it work for the kids. It has definitely been a work in progress. And I feel like it should get better with time. Just give it time. I feel like
I know people are going to put her past and say she's a stripper. The stripper, it don't mean nothing to me. He not only took her out the strip club, but he impregnated her. Not once, not twice, but how many times? 5 times? The stripper comment does not bother me. And the reason is because, like I said, she may have been a stripper, but the way this woman carries herself and conducts herself as of today, that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. And if he didn't think that she was great and amazing, why he impregnated her not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, but 5. Come on now. He must have saw something in her. And I think it's crazy. Some of these, yes, a stripper. I don't know why people think that. I don't know. I think that's a little misogyny, but yeah, like she used to be a stripper. But it seems like she's changed her life around. It doesn't seem like she's really into that lifestyle anymore. Let's continue. Maybe because of her children. I don't know.
Parenting schedule. We do week on and week off. We switch every Sunday. It's like I have that free week to myself where I can focus on what Kia wants to do and create all of these things for Kia. Like I started a beauty line, I started this YouTube channel, and I have like they're in a great space. I just try to make sure.
Another thing that I want to point out too is Kia keeps talking about how she wanted to start her own thing. Like she wanted to start her own business and things like that. And I really think, and I'm going to put it on record, I'm going to say it, Jasmine Brown, that Toya Turn Up, that character is going to die. And the reason is because she's giving everything, she's giving all of her energy to Cam. So all the creativity that you're used to seeing Jasmine have is now going to Cam. Everything that you saw Jasmine do before is going to Cam. Kia is like, oh, this is great. We're co-parenting. You get the kids 1 week and then I get a week off and I'm able to focus on myself. Like she is so happy with their situation, their co-parenting relationship and everything like that, because she actually gets time to herself. And I think when she was in this relationship with Cam, she gave a lot of herself. She gave a lot of time to her kids, to Cam, and she really didn't have any time for herself. And I think that's so important. Like when we talk about this situation right here, it seems like she was given a lot. And she was hoping that she was going to get a return on her investment. And instead she was met with an outside baby. So I think that's interesting. Like Toya Turn Up, or whatever her name is, whatever her character's name is, that character is gonna be dead, y'all. I'm telling you that now. And the simple reason is because Cam is an energy vampire, and when he's like a succubus, so like he's gonna do well. Whenever you see him, he's gonna look great, he's gonna look successful, he's gonna do well. But her career is gonna go in the opposite direction, and it's because he's taking all of Jasmine's energy and he's like taking it all on for himself. And then she is making, he is making all the energy that she's pouring into him is making him more successful. And then her career, she's not going to have one. Ladies, she's not going to have one. She's going to be tired. She's going to be drained. She's probably going to have a creative block, a writer's block. She's going to have a lot of blockages because all of her energy is pouring into this man. So as a woman, when you think of getting into a relationship with a man, it can't just be about the money. It can't, because if you are a career woman and there are things that you want to do, is this man pouring into me in the same way that I am pouring into him? Or do I put my career goals, do I put the things that I want that get me out of bed, that has me passionate in life, do I put all of that on the back burner to further him or to help him? Or are we seen as equals where he's pouring into me, I'm pouring into him, we feed off of each other, and we're both making things happen in our career? If you notice, it's Cam's career is taking off when it comes to podcasts, and Jasmine's career is taking a back seat. And I always feel when you experience this in a relationship, your relationship is not equally yoked, because you both should be making some type of progress within your career. If not, you're probably not equally yoked, and it's not a true partnership. It's a dictatorship, and energetically, that's what's about to take place. So he's gonna, like I said, he's gonna elevate. Jasmine is gonna take a back seat. Kia is gonna elevate because she doesn't have the energy vampire sucking the living life force out of her. So she's gonna get back to herself. And then the only one that's losing in this situation, in my opinion, is Jasmine. And then, you know what's even crazier? Listen, ladies, to the women that are so eager to sign up to be a stepmama, one thing I've learned recently about men who are single fathers and they co-parent, they're always looking for a woman they can use to take care of their kids, to help them take care of their kids. They are looking for a woman to help them take care of their kids. They are looking for someone to come in and do the maternal things, the nurturing, the motherly things that their ex that they're co-parenting with is not able to do on a regular basis. So if they get with you in a relationship, you're going to come in and fulfill that role, and then they can take the back seat and then watch you do everything that they're supposed to be doing as a single father, as a part of a partnership within co-parenting. You're about to come in and do that all. And I see that a lot of times men literally will go out, look for a woman that they would say, you would make a great mother. That's why I always feel like it's a red flag when a man will say, you would make a great mother before saying you would make a great wife. Because they may be scouting you. Yes, scouting you to fulfill that role that they don't want to do. You know how men are when it comes to domestic work. You know, I think it's interesting how they don't like domestic work. They don't like to do it themselves, right? But they don't appreciate it when a woman is doing it. They don't see it as labor. I think that's interesting. So yeah, they'll go outside of their household, their broken household, you know, the one they created, to scout a woman that would make a great mother, most likely impregnate her if they can to keep her around, and then also help take care of his other kids. So just know that's what you're signing up for. That is what you're signing up for. And I'm just going to assume that you know that. Also, based off of Kia speaking out, it doesn't seem like they have the best co-parenting relationship. He fluffed it up a little bit on his podcast to make himself look better because he's trying to defend his situation. He was trying to defend his situation because he knows it's messed up, because he's trying to proclaim himself to be this high-functioning man. High functioning. But she's saying that, oh, you know, the type of co-parenting relationship we have is one where we try to make it work. We're trying to make it work. So if it's so easy and it's what everyone should be out here doing, why does it take so much work to make it work? Why is it just not working? Very interesting to me. Yeah, they be looking. I told y'all with Jasmine, listen, she earning her keep. That's all I'm gonna say. She earning her keep. And like I was saying on my TikTok, the whole point, and I need the men to listen to me clearly, the whole point of dating a man with money is leisure. It's not just designer bags. It's not just designer shoes. If she's a smart woman, the whole purpose and perk of dating a man with money is leisure. Ladies, please answer this for me. Do you get leisure from Cam? Or do you get mule from Cam? Do you get ballerina farm lady employee of the year? Or do you get leisure from Cam? Because all I'm seeing are employed women. That's all I'm seeing. Employed for domestic work, employed for farm work, and employed for health or no child care. The whole purpose of dating a man with money is leisure. I'm not getting that from this situation. So when I tell men I'm not impressed by Cam and his whole situation, I mean that. Because what is the point of dating a man with money if I'm going to be working like a 9-to-5 worker? If I'm going to be in this relationship and I have to show up as a maid, I have to show up as a cook, I have to show up as a child caregiver. That's crazy. And we're talking about a woman that just had a baby. That baby ain't even 6 months. She just had a baby. So I believe if I'm dating a man and I had a baby by a man with some money, he would get me the assistance I need in order for me to fully recover. He would get me the assistance I need to snap my body back. I'm not getting that from Cam. I'm not. I'm getting, you need to prove yourself as worthy. And then maybe I'll consider you for marriage. And then maybe you can get a bigger allowance if you have one at all. Who wants to deal with that? He seems stingy and a headache. No, I don't believe that. Also, I want to add too that if you did not know, he sued her for a vehicle. So his 5 kids, the 5 kids that he pumped into her, he ended up suing her for a car that he gifted her at one point in their relationship. Not only that, it was on Baller Alert not that long ago that there was an issue. I guess she was suing him or something like that. I forget what the situation was. I forget what the dynamic was, but it was because he didn't want to pay the utility bill. So when they broke up and they split ways, he refused to pay the utility bill. Just because he got money, that don't mean nothing. You might as well go date a brokey. A brokey would leave you with the utility bill. Wouldn't a brokey do that? Ladies, would a brokey leave you with a utility bill? I'm moving on. Would a brokey leave you with a utility bill or not? Come on now. You was better off dating a brokey. Literally a brokey. A brokey. You should have just got a brokey. That's what I'm saying. And then I'm about to say something real controversial. If you date with a little, some of them come with a certain mentality. You get what I'm saying? That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. If you date a, and they got a little, that don't mean they, is up to par. So you might as well just pack your bags, sis. Pack it on up, because I'm telling you, just because he, and he got a little, that don't mean. Let's move on. That don't mean nothing. I'm not impressed. You're gonna have to get somebody else, because I'm really not impressed. And yes, if you start to date out, once you start to date out, ladies, you will see the difference in mentality. There's a reason why there's only one demographic of men online, always shouting and screaming from the mountaintop, like, oh my God, Jeff Bezos gave his wife a settlement. Oh my God, like, what does she need with that? They're the only men that do that. These other men will part ways with their wives, give them a nice little settlement because she was there for him. She was supporting him. She was speaking life into him. She was influencing him and impacting him in a very positive way. She also had his children. So they always seem to take care of their wives, even in divorce. So when I said when I say I'm not impressed by Kim, I that's what I mean. Okay? He just a ninja with some money. That's all I see. I'm not impressed. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next topic, because they just want you to be impressed by the most bare minimum, just bare. It's very bare and basic. Just bare and basic. Y'all, they want you to throw the panties at them just because they got a little something in their checking account. I'm not impressed. And see, that's the thing. Tamar didn't date white. She didn't date Switzerland white. She dated a wigger from Atlanta. That was stupid. So no, she didn't get anything, because this brother, let's just call him what it is, this wannabe brother, you get what I'm saying? And that's what I'm like. If you see me out here with a white man, he's so white, he burns in the sun. He's so white, he got the sunscreen on his nose, and he's so corny white that he forgot to wipe it off, or he didn't wipe it off all the way. If you see me out here with a white man, he white. You get what I'm saying? He not trying to act black. He not trying to be a part of black culture. Do you hear me? Okay. All right. So she went and picked a white man from Atlanta. That's crazy, y'all. Because y'all remember Cindy, right? Cindy, the one that was arguing with her baby daddy / sugar daddy at Noble. He one of them too. He the same one of them ones that I'm talking about. He's a Travis Kelce. All right. If you're going to date white, date white. Okay. Stop trying to get a white man that acts black, because you're gonna get the full experience. You get what I'm saying? You need to get white. All right. I cannot say that enough. And let's just go ahead and get into Tamar Braxton since we're here, because I was so disappointed. I don't even know where to start. Okay, so Tamar Braxton, she got in the blogs because she was calling out her ex-husband. I found out that she was actually married to this man. She was only married to this man for like 6 months. She was not married to this man long at all, which says a lot. I'm not even sure why she married this man. But let's go ahead. I'm trying to see which one is it. Is it this one? Oh no, that's when she responded. Oh, I think it's here. Okay, so she was calling him out, and I'm like, y'all, that's why I'm saying, like, if you're gonna date white, I need you to date all the way white, okay? Because this situation is ashy. This situation is super ashy. Just look. So she was putting him on blast because okay, so based off of my understanding was they were married for 6 months, but I don't even know why she married this man. She shouldn't have never married this man. That's number one. But number two, the reason why she was airing him out was because she was invited to Kirk's. She was invited to go to his little birthday party shindig that was out of the country or out of whatever, wherever it was, right? And so they were in the midst of a divorce, meaning paperworks were being looked at and things like that. Lawyers were looking at the paperwork. The judge was looking at the paperwork. Everyone was looking into it, but nothing was actually final. So Tamar gets invited to go out of town for his birthday. And she's thinking, okay, I'm going to save my marriage. Like Sheila, when she went up the mountain to save her marriage. And so Tamar goes, she goes all out for his birthday too. But she's thinking that they're going to reconcile. Let me see if I can find the birthday. Oh no, that's when she was talking. Where is her birthday? Or his birthday? I don't think I could find it, but she was gifting them. She was icing them out, y'all. Oh, is it this one? No, they didn't show the video. But like y'all remember a few months back, she was icing this man out. She was icing him out. I'm pretty sure the necklace that she bought him, it had to have been at least $10,000. Because the size of it and everything, like it had to at least be $10,000. So I think the reason why he invited her on this trip, it wasn't because he was trying to reconcile. I think he was leading her on to believe that that's what he wanted to do. But it was really because he knew that she was going to come as a sugar mama and pay for things, gift him with things because it's his birthday. And so Tamar got played. Like she got played straight up. And then I'm being told, based off of what Tamar was saying, even though in the middle of me watching her YouTube video that she posted, she privated the video. So the video is not up. So I got like halfway through and I keep getting bits and pieces of it. But that's basically my understanding was she was invited out and she was being used. And then as she was coming back from the trip with his birthday, she got the email saying that the divorce is final. So she was trying to win this man back, celebrate him for his birthday. They probably even was doing the do and everything. And he was using her. So then she gets this notification from Four Seasons on her credit card for like $1,000. And then that's what really sent her off because she just feels played now. And so she wanted to blast him on social media. That's what she wanted to do. So we're going to hear what he has to say. She blasted him talking about that he was getting at a 25-year-old and then used her credit card at the Four Seasons for $1,000. And she felt played because of everything that she did for his birthday. And she felt played and used. And like I said, after the birthday weekend or the week they had where they were celebrating his birthday and she was gifting him all of that stuff, that's when she got the email saying that your divorce is final. So when she went on the trip, that was when the divorce was being processed. She didn't know that he was still moving forward with it. She didn't know. And he represented himself. So he's his own lawyer. He's very aware of what he's doing. He just played her, y'all. When I say played her like a fiddle. And I'm like, Tamar, come on, Tamar. Seriously. So he represented himself in this divorce hearing or whatever like that. There wasn't like, she had her lawyer communicating everything, but he was representing himself. So he was full aware of what he was doing. And then he knew that he was still going through with the divorce, but invited her on his birthday trip anyway. Because like I said, she be paying. Now, if I'm a girl and I know a man is paying because like he goes all out for my birthday, I'm inviting him too. Even though I really don't have any real means to be serious with him or anything, because maybe he played me in the past. But I'm gonna hit him up for my birthday because I want him to pay. That's basically what he did. That's what he did. And yes, he's a lawyer. This is a mess. Hold on. So she mad. She mad. She gave him a chain, a pendant, a Rolex, a platinum presidential Rolex, y'all. So she hurt. That's why she blasted him. And I guess the notification from the Four Seasons is what really set her off. And she was like, played in my face. And then, Auntie, your spelling is off. This man had you really upset. Played in my face for a 25-year-old, shake my head, took my jewelry, took me to Turks, and all along had a whole tramp. I hate you. Now, why she got to be a tramp? What this woman is innocent. I'm pretty sure she don't even know what the hell is going on. But it's like, girl, before, this is my thing with Tamar. Sis, take your L in silence. This man has been embarrassing you for a while. Take your L in silence. Like, take it in silence. Take it in silence. She taking it like, you know, when you on your way down and you still trying to fight. It's like, girl, just go down. Just lay down. It's gonna be all right. Just lay there. Don't even try to come back up. Because sis, y'all, when I learned that she was in fact married to this man, I said, girl, why? Why did you marry him? She had all the red flags, but she married him anyway. She married him after the whole Tommy situation where Jeremy was eating her, you know, her boom boom. And that's why I know, like, this is a ninja in a white suit. This is a ninja in a white suit. So let's just get into him defending himself after she put him on blast. It's just nothing but manipulation to me. That's all I hear.
You know, I initially was going to take the high road in this situation and not say anything. But the reality is I cannot keep getting attacked. My character can't keep getting attacked. I can't keep being thrown under the bus because someone can't control their anxiety. Someone can't control these delusional thoughts about things that aren't real. I am in no way wanting to attack anybody. My purpose in my life has always been to protect. I haven't ran to social media every time something happened to me in that relationship. Because trust me, with all the receipts and all the things that have happened, I could have. But I chose to do what a real man does, and that is protect the person that I've been with. In this situation, I'll be very clear. I've been single for the last, I initially was going to.
The reason why I'm calling bullshit on this is it's not because he white. Anybody that got to come online and explain themselves like this and not be direct, you got to talk about how great of a person you are. You already lost. You're a great person. You show up as a great person. You don't got to announce it. You just show up. People can speak on your character because you show up a certain way. So it just sounds like he trying to play this victim role. And see, this is what I was warning Black women about. When you date white, and yes, white. When you date white, they have the ability, not saying they will, it depends on who you choose. They have the ability to play the victim. That's number one. Make you out to be the crazy, angry Black woman. That's number two. And then use their white privilege against you because that's what you don't have. And that's something you always going to have to think about. That's what you're going to think. That's what you got to think about. And I'm like, listen, when it comes to choosing a romantic partner as a Black woman, you just need to accept the fact that it's not going to be an easy job for you. It's just not. So just because he white, that don't mean you can just blindly trust him. Like, you're going to have to vet him, look through the bullshit, look past the white suit that he got on and see, like, is this man acting like all the other Tyrones I've dealt with in the past? You get what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not against dating out. What I'm against is Black women being blind about dating out. Like, it's real. Love, I believe it's love. I don't believe love, it comes with a color and all of that bullshit. I believe love is love, right? But I'm not a fool. And I understand how this system that we live in, how it works. And the last I checked, nobody's trying to save us from this system. So I got to watch my own back as a Black woman. So even when I date out, I got to be mindful. I have to be considerate of myself when it comes to dating someone of a white hue. That's just what it got to be. That's just what it got to be. And so a lot of us focus on black men, vet them. But you got to vet this man too, because like I said, he could use his privilege against you, try to paint you out to be the angry, crazy Black woman, when really he's playing the victim right here. He's laying on this, oh, woe, it's me. I always have to come on here and defend myself. I'm just a white man that was trying to love a crazy, angry, and difficult Black woman. That's that bullshit I don't like. So you got to be careful. That's why I'm like, leave the wannabe Black men alone. Like, leave they have identity issues. They don't love themselves. We can just, that's number one. When they out here trying to imitate another man, they don't love themselves. They're going through an identity crisis. And not only that, they may be using you as an ornament, like as something that can add to their flavor of who they trying to be, who they trying to imitate. Like, it's the weirdest thing. Be careful about that. That's why I said, if I was to date white, y'all, he got to be Switzerland white. Like, he has to be the type of white that burns in the sun. He doesn't really, work in his sunscreen on his nose. Like, he may be a little corny white. I'm talking white. Do you hear me? Okay. So I just, like, this whole thing could have been prevented if Tamar would have just went with the red flags when it came to Tommy. And that's why sometimes just because you get the man, it don't mean you winning, sis. It just means that you got the man and now you have to put up with his bullshit. That's all it means. And Tommy warned her. She like, girl, you over here coming at me sideways, and it's just like, he ain't even worth all of that. Tommy tried to warn her ass. She wasn't listening. She was too busy like, that's my man. Okay, well, this is your man, sis.
Delusional thought. Last 6 months, we have been trying to identify what that looks like, closing one chapter and figuring out what it's like to be friends again.
That tells me he was trying to string her along. He was playing with her head. He was still trying to keep her emotionally invested so that he could go out here and do him without it being labeled cheating. That's what he said. Let me decode the bullshit. Hold on, just give me a second.
Now, birthday comes up, plans are put in place. Of course, I want someone that I consider to be family to be involved in that.
Because I wanted to use her because I knew she was coming with that money and I wanted to have a good time.
Big on birthdays.
He's big on birthdays. He likes to feel celebrated, and he knew that Tamar would be the best person for that, the best candidate for that.
What I want to do comes with an agenda. I don't want to be involved in it at all. I don't want you to be involved in my birthday plans. I don't want you to last 6 months.
I'm just the victim here, and this is all on her. I did nothing wrong. She's just crazy. She's obsessed with me. She doesn't know how to let me go.
Turks and Caicos, this is not a reconciliation time. Whatever you decide you're doing is because we're friends and because I'm still being involved in my son's life. I still would love for you to have a relationship with my children, but not to the extent that you make up these stories that aren't real.
The stories that she's making up is what he led her on to believe. The stories that she's making up is what he was. Okay, so you know how men will have you in a position where they're doing things that are in alignment with let's make it work. It's in alignment with I want to still be with you. Like, it could be something as simple as they are having sex with you still, they're kissing you, they're doing everything as if they're still in a relationship with you. And then not only that, like, they're also playing these emotional games with you mentally. He was just playing her. Yeah, he's a gaslighter.
I'm still being involved in my son's life. I still would love for you to have a relationship with my children, but not to the extent that you make up these stories that aren't real. I went to New Orleans. I booked my room at Four Seasons on booking.com and didn't realize that the card I'm using, which also ends in the same 3 last numbers, was tied to something that we booked several months ago. No harm, no foul. We're talking $900. Stop it. While I'm in New Orleans for a funeral, my really good 25 plus year friend who passed away, I spent time with his family.
Sound like a black man to me too. He got a black. This is all a mess. Listen, the book.com excuse is crazy, y'all, because I actually use book.com. They don't save your card information like that. They don't save your card information like that, do they? I ain't never saved my card information on book.com. Yeah, you got to be careful about the white boys that hang out. They only got black friends. That's a red flag too. Where your white friends at? Let me meet them so I can bring some Cajun seasoning, because you already got the Cajun seasoning. That's a white man I ain't dating. He got the Cajun seasoning in his seasoning cabinet. I'm not dating that man. When I get there, it better be salt and pepper. If there's any Cajun seasoning, anything outside of that, it's a no for me. They got to him. So, no. Because, and you got to understand that when people try to imitate blackness, it's always the toxicity. It's the toxic stuff that they try to imitate. Because what are they watching when it comes to black culture that's really healthy? They tend to amplify the toxicity. So when you're getting a white man that has nothing but black friends, and when they're trying to imitate a black man or black culture, it's always the toxic stuff. So listen to me when I say it. Like I said, if he got Cajun season, I'm out, y'all. I gotta go get the white man that got the salt and pepper, and that's it. I'm sorry. That's crazy. Because I'm telling you, when they try to imitate blackness and black culture, they always take the dysfunctional shit. They take the ghetto shit, the ratchet shit. And I don't got time for that. That's why he had that big chain around his neck. Flashy. I don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah, they got to him. So I'm pretty sure he was going to go meet with one of his brothers in New Orleans. And that's why he was there. But his story still don't make sense to me. It don't. He thought that he was going to be able to get away with using her card information, and he thought that she wasn't going to say anything, or she was going to be cool about it because Tamar be desperate.
I went to so I get a call yesterday. Hey, did you stay at Four Seasons? Yeah, I did. In fact, I extended. I gave them my card, and everything's good. Why? What's up? Oh, well, I got a call about some chick who used my card at Four Seasons. I said, that's not possible. This is funny. Ha ha ha. What are you talking about? Well, I thought we can be friends. We can talk about it. But
listen, one thing these men will do, they'll give you, when you are getting flued out, and he definitely flew this girl out, even though, Tamar is getting gaslit right now. He definitely flew this girl out. So so the truth is, I think he accidentally did use the wrong card. I do believe that. I do. But he was definitely flying out another woman to come see him, probably around the same time that he had this whole thing set up. And, and the reason why I say this is because the way these men will give you their card information, girl, they will give you the card information like it's nothing. But see, this is where things don't make sense for me, is the card information had to be given with Tamar's name on it. But if they were married, was this a joint account? Like, I wonder what the financial dynamic, like what was the setup with all of that? Because that's what's confusing me. Normally, though, if you're married, you'll have the husband's name and the wife's name on the credit card. So was this a joint credit card account, or was this just simply Tamar's credit card? And it's sounding like it was just Tamar's credit card. So I don't understand how this other woman was able to book without It doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense at all. Unless her information was saved somewhere. Maybe you can save on book.com. I'm not really sure. But he was up to some weird stuff though. He was up to no good and he ended up getting caught. But I do believe the card was being used to fly out some girl that he was talking to on the low. And it just set Tamar off.
Well, I thought we can friends, we can talk about it, but this is laughable. I didn't stay with anybody at the Four Seasons. I'm not seeing anybody. Wasn't on a date, none of that. If I was, you're my friend. What do I have to hide about that? I'll just say cooler heads didn't prevail. And next thing you know, I'm on her story and I'm being accused of things which are just blatantly not true. I have never led Tamar Braxton on. I never will, nor will I. There are people, hate the name drop, but hey, Carlos King, you got me involved in this. You're part of the reason why we became friends. So I get a call yesterday. Hey, did you stay at Four Seasons? Yeah, I did. In fact, I extended. I gave them my card and everything's good. Why? What's up? Oh, well, I got a call about some chick who used my card at Four Seasons. I said, that's not possible. This is funny. Ha ha ha. What are you talking about? Well, I thought we can friends, we can talk about it, but this is laughable. I didn't stay with anybody. You're part of the reason why we became friends. I've been very clear about my boundaries. I've been very clear about wanting to have a friendship. But
that's, yeah, ladies, come to the front. Okay, please. And I hope y'all watch Blink Twice when I say this. You need to be harder on men, and it's because they are playing in your face. Okay, the buzzwords now are boundaries, therapy. Oh, I'm working on myself. I call bullshit. All right, they are taking these buzzwords and they're feeding it back to you because they know that's what you want to hear. All right, and I'm gonna need you. Let me, you know what? Better yet, let's just pull it up. Let's just hear it from the man himself.
I have dealt with some people that balance me and are equally yoked. And at times, have I been manipulative and prey on certain things? Yes, because I'm a man.
Right.
And
but not all men do that. We don't want to blanket all men.
And
all
I will
men
take advantage.
Do not prey and manipulate. Not all men.
First of all humans prey and manipulate. But in a man in a relationship,
not in a praying way.
If I see that I can say, okay, I feel like I need this and this person has this, I'm going to do and say whatever I need to do to get that.
But Nick.
So therefore,
Thank you, Nick, because we know y'all be lying. That's why I don't believe nothing they say. And then men be like, but I don't understand why you act like. I act like that because I know you full of shit. Come on now. Listen, let's get back to it. So the buzzwords, y'all, and it be irking me, y'all. It be irking me because they're saying boundaries, therapy. I'm working on myself. And you know what I hear? Bullshit. I don't believe it for 1 second. And you can hit them with, okay, you doing therapy and everything. What's on the emotional wheel? Because anybody that's done trauma therapy, you know all about the emotional wheel. Because a lot of times when we go to therapy and you're doing trauma treatment, right? The first thing they pull out is the emotional wheel because you're traumatized. That's the whole purpose of going to get treated for trauma. So what's the emotional wheel when it comes to your trauma? They can't even, y'all, I'm telling you, they can't answer that because they ain't never been. Okay? They just telling you the bullshit. They're like, oh, I have a sucker. Let me just tell her I'm in therapy and I'm working on myself. Go watch Blink Twice. Watch Blink Twice. And I'm not going to give it away. But you need to go watch Blink Twice because I be telling y'all that a man will go and do some really messed up things and then come back and will apologize because you're the type of woman where you're working on yourself, you're in therapy, and you believe in forgiveness. And so he's going to take, and we all know that Tamar openly talked about how she's in therapy, right? Okay, so he's manipulating the hell out of her when it comes to this. So one thing in the movie was he was like, oh, all I had to do was say, I'm sorry, please forgive me. And I was basically all forgiven in the public eye. But really, I was still on that BS. I was still on that same type of time. I was still on that same type of behavior. And I will say this until the day that I die. You cannot forgive someone unless they truly are sorry. Okay? You can want to forgive them, right? You can want it. But if they don't believe they're sorry, what are you apologizing? What are you forgiving? What are you forgiving? They're not sorry. So then what do you do? If they are not sorry, then where does the forgiveness go? That's what I want somebody to answer for me. If they are truly not sorry, if you find out that they're not sorry, right? What do you do then with your forgiveness? Where do you go? And listen, they may tell you to your face, oh, I'm sorry, but their actions are not proving that they really are. So then what do you do with your forgiveness? That's why I feel like true forgiveness, you got to go talk to God about that. True forgiveness cannot be, I don't feel like it can really truly come from us. I feel like you got to go talk to God, and then you got to get rid of their ass. Because they, like, some things are just unforgivable, but you got to get rid of them. And then you got to go talk to God for your forgiveness, because you do need to release that, right? So you can move on and be lighter within your energy and your experience on earth. So you don't carry the bitterness, right? But them, they don't deserve your forgiveness, especially when they're not sorry. So be careful about that. Like, be careful about the men that's just going to tell you whatever you want to hear. You need to pay attention to how they really moving, though. Or what are their actions really showing you? And then be careful, because a man can come back, do the whole bait and switch. Oh, act like the perfect gentleman. Act like I'm a changed man, but he not really changed, though. Not really changed at all. Yes, definitely. Yep. She participated in this chaos, but just make sure that you are really taking your time with that. With forgiveness, don't be in a rush to forgive. Like, really make that man prove that he's a changed man. Otherwise, you just getting into the same situation that you was in before. But he knows that Tamar was in therapy, was doing therapy. So he was quick to say my boundaries, because he knows that's what she was into. She was into therapy. She's been doing therapy for the last few years, based off of my understanding.
Woman come in that you called a tramp. Somebody I became friends with on Instagram like maybe 3 days ago. It's just a reach, and I'm tired of having to stay quiet and not defend myself. Yo, mental health is real, and I understand how sometimes anxiety can get the best of us, but you just don't go on social media and start attacking somebody you say that you love, that you care for as a friend, and then you post pictures of you and my daughters. You're part of the reason why we became friends.
Y'all, I know it's one thing to get done dirty by a Tyrone, but it's another one to get done dirty by a man in a white suit. It's crazy. I'm gonna just, you know what? Let's get into what she had to say. Is it this one?
And I married you after you ate somebody whole booty sandwich. Yeah, I'm not trying to make this a big deal. I swear, it's not about, y'all. It's $1,000. It's not, make or break. It's the point. The point is that you wanted me to sit back and let you not only use my card. Let's just say it's a mix-up. Okay, fine. But now it's different because you're using my card for your extracurricular activities. And let me just keep it gangster. I wouldn't even trip on that. You know what I'm saying? Wah. It's not that serious. Me and your relationship status has changed. The way I see you have changed. You know?
See, this part told me everything I needed to know, that Tamar was showing up in this relationship like this. And then she wondered why she got played over a birthday trip. Sis, Come on. Hell, if you was my aunt, I'd be like, invite Tamar, girl. I know she gonna show me a good time. Like, come on. Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm saying? Just like you outside, baby, I'm outside too. Like, let's stop pretending like you is the last of the Mohicans. You are not. And I married you after you ate somebody whole booty sandwich. Y'all, I'm not trying to make this a
Y'all, I would take that to the grave.
You know what I'm saying? It's just not like, oh, I'm addicted to the white meat. Like, it was fine for what I had, but okay. It ain't giving that. And the truth is, I put too much on it because we were married, and I take my vows serious, and I thought that you did too. And so the truth is, I was waiting for you to come around like a wife.
When did she think that this man was going to take his vows seriously? When? After she caught up with Tommy? And that's how I know he's manipulative. I could just see it in his eyes. He's manipulative. Like, he's trying to come on like he's Casanova and shit and try to get us under. Listen, I'm not a Tamar. All right. I don't know what he said to Tamar to get her back on his side after the Tommy situation. I really don't know. But girl, that was a red flag. That was a red flag that she chose to overlook.
Wife, because all I know how to be is a wife. I was married to Vince, and that didn't work out. And I got with D, and we were getting married, and I got with you, and we got married, and I married you after you ate somebody, whole booty. So let's not talk about wow and what happened before then, okay? Don't make it seem like I'm a bad person. Don't make it seem like I didn't put up with a lot. Don't make it seem like, oh, I've been so gracious to her, and, I have been giving grace, and she's a da-da-ba-da-ba-da-ta-da-wah-wah. No, baby. Don't do that. We have given grace to each other. You know what I'm saying?
How old is Tamar? I need to look it up. How old is Tamar? Because ain't no way. How old is she? 47. Oh my God. She too old, y'all. I wish I would be 47 years old dealing with that. 47? We just gonna move on. I hope she can work that out. But honestly, I just listen, they just need to go. They said, just look at this though. Look at the chain around his neck. Like I said, this is a black man in a white suit. Look at the chain that he got around his neck. I'm telling them, the black men I stay the fuck away from. I do not. The black men that be wearing the loud chains. Oh girl, I'm running in the opposite direction. Can't get me with that. Okay, let's move on to Claire Bear. I'm for real, y'all. The chains around the neck, I'm not. No. It always comes with the mentality. Okay. You know how men be like, oh, they be like, the girls be like, oh, she got that 304 streetwalker look. Well, you got that nigga look, and I don't like that. So yeah, two can play that game. And listen, if you get the men with the big chains, understand the mentality you signing up for, because you should be on that by now. I'm being for real, y'all. The men with the big chains, girl, that shit was cute when I was like 20, 21, girl. That shit, it's not cute now. And to be honest, the younger girls, it's never too young for you to make wise choices. All right, a wise choice is to never choose that man with that big ass chain around his neck. At all. They typically are stingy, selfish. They don't respect women at all. They don't really like women, if we being real. You know what I'm getting at too. The rainbow, yeah. So I just stay away from men with them big chains. Like y'all, the girls be running right for them. I'm running in the opposite direction. Like, damn, do I need to pull out my pepper spray? Like, that's how I'm thinking. They always have like a messed up mentality. So I'm just never impressed by that. It's a no. It's a no, y'all. It's a no. Not impressed by a chain. And then some of y'all be impressed. A chain? Come on now. A chain? It's a no. So this is embarrassing. We about to move on to Queen. This is embarrassing, y'all. This is so embarrassing. Listen, the last man that was in my face with a chain on, and it was a cross around his neck. I told him I was a witch because I wanted him to get out of my face. He had a newborn baby and he was talking to me. That's what I be saying. Like the men that be wearing the chains, they mentalities are not where they need to be. Okay. Not impressed by a chain. This man got a chain around his neck, but he got a whole newborn baby. Make that make sense. That's what I'm saying. Dodging the chains, ladies. We dodging the chains. We should not be impressed by that. Okay. Let's get into it. So bride to be is okay, so Queen is saying that she's trolling. And is she trolling herself? Is Queen trolling herself? I just don't get it. Now, Claire, you look good here. I'll give it to you. Okay, you looking like the arm candy that she paid for because you was in that house looking smoked out. Okay, I'm not a hater. I can give a compliment where a compliment is due. Claire look good here. All right, he out the house. He don't look smoked out. He looks good. Finally, he's living up to what she bought, what she paid for, because we was concerned. We was like, what the hell? You supposed to be eye candy. You supposed to help her get the views on the YouTube channel. You supposed to make her have this sex appeal, and you wasn't giving that. But here, it looks good. Okay, it do look better than what it was in that damn house. Okay, so let's go back. So she's saying that she and Claire were trolling, and this is what I'm not understanding. And y'all can help me if maybe it's just me, but Queen, you want to get married, right? Like you do. So trolling us with bride to be, who does that benefit? It don't benefit you to troll us with that. It don't do nothing for us at all to troll us with bride. See, like you could troll us in so many different ways. Like you could troll us with a breakup, right? But to troll us with a bride to be, you know who that benefits? And this is when I know a man done got in your head and done convince you of things. And this is when I stopped talking to women, when I realized they man is so deep in their head that they don't even recognize that the mentality they taking on only benefits the man. It don't benefit themselves. It actually makes them look crazy. But they so far gone behind this man mentally because he done got in her head that she's sitting up here with a bride to be sign, and the only one that's benefiting from this troll is Clarence. Like it's you're not hurting my feelings. You not hurting Clarence's feelings, baby. You hurting your own feelings. That's who you hurting. Because I'm not in a 6-year relationship with a man cooking and cleaning for him on a daily basis, bringing home the bacon, throwing my ass back. I'm not doing all of that. That's what you're doing. So when she decided to troll, it wasn't, I didn't understand it. I'm like, girl, who? She not hurt my feelings. And so I didn't understand that. That's what I'm not understanding. So, and when I think about trolling somebody, I would benefit from it. I don't benefit from this. Like if I'm going to troll my audience, if I'm going to troll my followers, I'm benefiting from the troll 100%. Not I'm making fun of my situation, holding up a bride to be sign, and this man refuses to marry me. Like that's insane. But I mean, if she like it, I love it too. You know, I love it too. But I stopped talking to women when I realized that man is in their head and has convinced them to think a certain way. And the way that this man has convinced them to think does not benefit them at all. And then they're trying to convince me, the caring individual, the person that actually is just like, girl, you could do better. You know, you could find a man that love you. You could find a man that would marry you. You could find a man that will really be there for you and supportive of you. when they're trying to convince us, people like us, and it's just like, okay, yeah, you're right. I'm not gonna say nothing else. You got it. And the whole time she's trying to convince you, you see clearly, because the man ain't in your head, the man is in her head. But you see clearly that this situation really only benefits him. And he has her convinced that somehow it benefits her. Crazy. But we need to go ahead and just send our prayers and our sorrows, because that's all we have. And we just gonna have to move on to the next. That's crazy. So, and then people were really thinking that she was married, but she was not. There's some girl right here that was saying, now we got to go bully Big Sean into marrying Janae. Listen, y'all can't bully men. I need people online to understand. You can't bully a man to do anything. And then it's getting to a point now that if he does propose, he's just doing it because he feels obligated to. He's not doing it off of his own will, off of his own terms, because he truly desires. He's doing it because he feels pressured to. So good luck with that. Good luck. She'll get a shut up ring. I think she'll get a shut up ring. She'll get a long engagement. But if Queen actually gets married and walks down the aisle, I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked. I think Queen can do better. That's just what I think. Even a 2-time baby mama, if she leaves this relationship, she'll have 2 baby daddies, right? But I think she can do better. And that's what I need the single mothers to understand is if you take a chance on another man after you were made a single mama or a single mother the first time, be sure the second time. That's what I'm gonna tell you, because now she's in a situation where he may not marry her. She has her second child by a different man, and it's gonna be harder for her to put herself back out there with 2 baby daddies, 2 kids by 2 different men, and now she has to go out here and find love somewhere else. So if you made the mistake one time, make sure you don't make it a second time, because some of these men will really play in your face. They'll try to make it seem like they want to be a family with you and all of that stuff, but real deep down, they don't. They just telling you what you want to hear. So you got to be sure. 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 And it's always, you know what I think is so interesting though? Like we can even consider Cam, Future. It's nothing for them to have all of these kids and go get a new woman. You know how hard it is for you? The more kids you have, you know how harder it gets for you to find a decent partner, a decent man that doesn't look at you as charity? It's hard. It's hard. So be sure. If you messed up the first time, make sure the second time. But I think it's wild how a man could just go right on out. Someone like Cam, someone like Future, even these other men that like random man for Atlanta. That man ain't rich, but the random man from Atlanta has no problem getting a new woman. And if you go look at the random man's following on TikTok, you'll see all of these women lined up, ready to become a Morgan Bailey. And I think that's crazy. I think that is crazy. Ready to become the next Morgan Bailey. So as a woman, if you let that man impregnate you, I hope you understand what you're getting yourself into, because it's going to be harder for you, easy for him. And that's why when I was growing up, my dad would always drill in my head, y'all, drill in my head. He would say, mommy's baby, daddy's maybe. Mommy's baby, daddy's maybe. And it was because he knew men could just run off, start a new life, start a new family, and just leave you behind to deal with everything. And then it's so easy for them. Like, that's what's so disgusting. It's like how easy it is for them to just quickly transition into a whole new lifestyle with a whole new woman. And like, it's just crazy. For us as women, it's harder. It's just harder for us. I don't know why. Well, I know why, but it's harder for us. Okay, so let me go ahead and move on. Is it this one? Or is it this one? Okay, so the Cleotrapa and Ice Spice situation. Now, before I get into this topic, I saved it for last, or did I save it for last? Wait a minute. Did I save it for last? Yeah, I saved it for last. Yeah, I covered everything else. Okay. The reason why I wanted to save this for last is because I talked about karmic friends. I talked about it on my other YouTube channel about karmic friends. And I feel like this situation with Cleotrapa and Ice Spice, they were karmic friends, aka they weren't ever really friends. And the situation, to me, this is what I'm getting so far from the situation, is Ice Spice, there is some jealousy when it comes to Cleotrapa. I hope I'm saying her name right. And so one thing that I noticed is the jealousy that Ice Spice had for Cleotrapa, she used colorism to fuel it. And one thing that I saw about Cleotrapa, I follow her on Instagram. One thing I noticed about her is she's way more talented than Ice Spice. She's more talented. Her stage presence alone eats Ice Spice, because Ice Spice, even before I looked into all of this, she don't got no personality. Like, what's creative about her? Nothing gives with her. Like, absolutely nothing. It's not shocking to me. She had 2 Black women around her to help her with her creativity, to help her with her influence, to help her making her seem like she's more socially popular than what she is. It's clear she don't get along with people like that. It's clear that she has a hard time making friends. It's clear that the majority of the people that she hangs around are like her boyfriend and like her manager. And it just seems like that's really it. I don't really see her hang with that many people, but I could be wrong. But it just seems like she was using these Black girls to copy them and then imitate them and then make money with it. And that's what was kind of weird about this entire situation between Ice Spice and Cleo. And you know what I don't like about this situation? I don't like how people are like, oh, but Cleo was using Ice Spice. You mean her friend presented her with an opportunity and she took it. Okay. Also, Ice Spice is the bigger artist. So I'm going to assume when it comes to a business opportunity as such, that less is going to be required of Cleo. And it's kind of similar to when you, like me as a influencer, whenever I take a brand deal, the old brand deals that I used to take the old, like Fashion Nova, prime example, right? I would take the opportunity in hopes that it would give me the exposure. I would take the opportunity in hopes that me being a part of this particular campaign, this rollout, that it was going to get me the exposure that I needed in order for me to grow within my career or whatever like that. And so I understood the mindset of Cleo. I don't think that she went into it just strictly wanting to use Ice Spice. I do think that when Ice Spice had her fallout with her ex-best friend Storm, Cleo, she played a blind eye to it. And I think that's why Cleo is getting some karma here. I got to be real with you. I believe Cleo is getting some karma because she could have just stayed out of the whole situation between Ice Spice and Storm, but she inserted herself. And when she inserted herself, that's when it was like, okay, like you're defending this girl. And just because, and I think Cleo knew then the real Ice Spice. I think she knew who Ice Spice was then, but because she was waiting on an opportunity from Ice Spice, she didn't defend Storm when she should have. But let's just get into it. Hold on, let's get into it. Y'all wanted me to look into the drama? I'm like, okay, well, let's look into the drama. We're gonna start with part 1.
Nobody can silence me. Like, was you silenced or was you silenced? Wait, so
oh damn.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Cleo. So y'all know me. I've always been vocal about everything, about literally everything. Nobody can shut me up. Nobody can silence me.
Listen, how can I speed this up though? How can I speed this up on TikTok? I can speed it up on my phone. Can you speed it up on desktop? That's what I'm trying to figure out, because I'm like, listen, I'm not about to sit up here and listen to all of this.
Intimidated and scared of it, or you love it and you just love it. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, I was around somebody who was clearly intimidated by me.
Yeah.
Like, and just who I am as a person. And at first it might have been something that they liked, but as you can see, I only go up, and I could be seen as a threat to somebody who clearly isn't confident. I can fall out with a friend over miscommunications, misunderstandings. That's okay. You know, we can work it out. Honestly, it's not something that is like has to end everything. You know what I'm saying? What's up, y'all?
Oh, damn.
It's your girl,
Here it is.
So
oh, thank
y'all
God.
know me. I've always been vocal about everything, about literally everything. Nobody can shut me up. Nobody can silence. Not my childhood friend. I met her 2 years ago. Before she blew up, I was very supportive of her. Before she even blew up, I was somebody that genuinely liked her. I was like, this girl is so cute. I seen her video on my Explore. She didn't even drop her Bible song yet. And I was so supportive of her. Now, anyways, I'm just going to tell the story because you guys deserve to know. You guys deserve to know why we are not friends anymore, because a lot of y'all love us being together. You guys do deserve to know why we're not friends. Y'all do deserve to know who y'all are so obsessed with. Y'all love her so much. Y'all deserve to know who that girl is as an actual human being. As an actual human being. Fuck looks. Fuck all of that. As a human being, at your soul. Y'all deserve to know. So the ending of July, I get a call from Ice very early in the morning. Cleo, come on tour with me. I miss you. Come. And I'm just like, girl, I'm not about to come on tour with you and watch you perform all month. Like, I got a nigga. I got stuff that I can do. I can get money. I have opportunities in New York. I have rentals. I have things that I need to focus on. So for me to travel all over the United States with you to watch you perform kind of crazy. She's like, no, I want you to perform. And I gagged. Want me to perform? She ain't never, ever broke me out on stage. I was like, oh, wait. Okay. Like, I guess this girl, in my head, this is what I'm thinking. I'm like, I guess she's really trying to make up for that fake shit that got exposed like a month ago. Like, she's really trying to, like, you know, be an actual friend, because that shit was weird as fuck. And I checked her about that shit, and even for her to apologize was like pulling teeth. Like, girl, you got calling your friend jealous for no fucking reason. And her excuse was that I didn't speak up when I was asked if she was Nigerian. Like, girl, I met you a month before that video. I didn't even know you was Nigerian. So that was kind of weird to me too, that she was upset at me for not knowing that she was Nigerian. And she said that you could at least said I was black. Like, girl, I didn't even know you. Am I your PR? Am I supposed to be clearing up every time somebody's asking about you being black or Nigerian? Like, that's not my role. And I don't even know you. So I was so confused. Anyways, after that situation that happened,
I am shocked to learn that Ice Spice is Nigerian. She don't give me Nigerian. I'm sorry. Nigerians are proud and loud. Why am I just now learning about Ice Spice being Nigerian through this drama? Like, why did I not know that before? Because I don't know a Nigerian that's not loud and proud. Every Nigerian that I know, when you meet them, you know. So Ice Spice, I'm not buying that. I'm not. So I thought that was a little weird. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, girl, she don't give me loud and proud. She give me, culture, vulture, let me cling to any type of blackness that I may have in my blood, because I'm trying to get a black audience. I'm trying to get the black communities to support me. That's what it's given. It's
with her ex-best friend exposing her for calling like just about everybody jealous. That was kind of like sick too, because why do you think everybody's jealous of you? She literally tried to link me being jealous of her with that interview of me not knowing if she was Nigerian. And I'm just like, girl, are you crazy? And she never said that she felt away. And it was just like, I didn't even know that she was mad at me. She just in messages talking about me. So she told me, like, I think everybody's jealous of me. Don't take offense to what I say that about everybody. I say that everybody's jealous of me. I didn't say that about my mom. Like, that's kind of sick. But okay. That's where though I started thinking that a lot of the things that Ice was doing was calculated. Like, even the thing after her best friend exposing her, it was like, oh, like, let's go to the basketball game. Come with me to this basketball game. I'm thinking like, oh, she just want to come to the basketball game. Like, maybe she's trying to make it up. I don't know why I kept thinking like she was trying to make it up for being like caught being fake. But it was just like, even the basketball game, it was like one day later she's like dropping the song. It's like every time she's like inviting me out, because we never chilled on some like chill shit, bro. Like, it was never like just some chill. It was always like in the blogs the next day, and the song is dropping too. So it was like, what, this girl kind of uses me for her rollouts. So I'm just like, okay. When the tour thing came out, I'm like, oh, she's actually trying to like give me something now. Like, okay. She's trying to make it up. She's trying to work. She's trying to be an actual good friend. I made a flyer announcing that I was going to be coming on tour with her. It did not even get reposted. It didn't even get a comment or like, and she was tagging it. The bill, it didn't even have my name on it. Like, just about nobody knew I was coming on tour. It was like a special guest. Like, she didn't even like shine any sort of like her own light on me. It was like kind of like all me. Like, I want my things to come out. Like, she didn't really try to like mesh me in with her actual fan base or try to like put her fan base onto me. Very calculated, you know? It was just giving like, oh, let's let Cleo eat, but we gonna give her crumbs. Like, we gonna shine light on her, but let's dim it. You know what I'm saying? It just gave that so much. Online says the show starts at 8. It would even say 9 sometimes. And guess what time I was going on? At 7:30, 7:45. I was going on before the show starts. So that was kind of weird in itself. I had no idea what to expect going on tour. I had no idea until I got on tour and started seeing certain things. And I'm just like, wait, why don't I have that? I didn't have a room. I was told I was going to be with her, but I didn't have a room. No room for me backstage at all. I was in her dressing room. I didn't have no writer.
And you know what's so crazy about her speaking out? People are saying, oh, you sound entitled. And I'm just like, some of the stuff that she's complaining about, to me, it's common courtesy. If I'm inviting someone to do something with me, I'm going to accommodate them. And then we're talking about someone that I'm calling a friend, even though I don't think they were ever really friends. It's okay to call someone an associate, a business partner, et cetera, et cetera. But my thing is, the things that she was complaining about were so bare and just so basic to me, like bare minimum. You would want to accommodate anybody. Like if somebody came to my house and they came here and I had a man downstairs, the security, I'm gonna have them carry up your bags. Like I'm not, and you're a woman, why would I not have the security bring up your bags? That's crazy. Or if I'm gonna go get something to eat, I'm gonna be considerate, like, oh, let me make sure she got something to eat. I would feel guilty getting food knowing that I brought you with me and then I didn't get you nothing to eat. Like that's weird to me. That's weird, y'all. I don't like it. And it's just, to me, it's like bare. If you're gonna be a host and you're going to bring someone into your personal space, like you're gonna make sure they're good at all times. Making sure if they need anything, asking if they need anything, asking if there's anything that you can get them to accommodate them. Like that's just, I think that's just so bare minimum to me. I don't get it. I don't get it. If you're gonna invite somebody on tour, you want to make sure they're good. And this is my thing. It's like, did she want Ice Spice's label to pay for her accommodations? I believe that was something that she should have negotiated in the beginning. I think Cleo, because this was so last minute for her, she just made a lot of assumptions when she should have been negotiating. If Ice Spice wanted her to come on tour, she should have negotiated her terms. But it's clear that Cleo never got an opportunity like this. She's never been put in a position where she needed to have a team, management, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to assume, just like Cleo most likely assumed, and this is why you never assume in business, ladies, I'm going to assume that she assumed that her accommodations would be covered. If you're inviting me on tour, I'm going to assume I'm part of your budget. And Ice Spice had a budget in place. Of course, it was probably presented to her by her record label. But at the end of the day, I'm going to assume I'm a part of the accommodations. I'm going to assume that I'm a part of the budget. Otherwise, why in the hell did you invite me on tour? Why did you invite me on tour? And then why did you do it last minute? That's why you don't assume. You do not make assumptions. That's how you get played. And I tell y'all that all the time. You ask questions. You ask too many questions. You ask annoying questions. You keep asking questions until you are satisfied with getting everything understood between you and the other people or the other person. But she made too many assumptions. But like, I'm thinking, if I was Cleo, if you invited me last minute on tour and you're wanting to give me this opportunity and everything, I'm going to assume that the accommodations, meals, clothing, maybe not clothing, but I would assume that the accommodations and meals would be taken care of. Even the hotel stay. I would just assume that. But like I said, you should never assume in business. And this right here, because we've seen, if you haven't seen Ice Spice on stage, but this is what makes me believe that this was nothing but jealousy. Look at her on the stage. Now, if we go look up Ice Spice's presence on stage, it's so dry, just like her personality, just dry. But let's get back to the story time.
With her, and before I came on tour, I asked her what were the things that I was gonna have to pay for, because this is so last minute. Like, you're only giving me one day to prepare. Like, it's July 30 something, and we going on tour August 1st. Like, girl, like literally one day. So I'm just like, what do I have to pay for? Nothing. You're gonna be with me. You're good. You're gonna be with me. So I was like, okay, everything is handled. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna make the best out of it. I'm gonna make the absolute best out of it. I don't have no dances or nothing. I'm just gonna go out there and do what I can do.
Okay, so everyone keeps talking about the accommodations. What about the chicken salad? That's what I want to know. What about the steak dinner? What about having the security guard simply bring up her bags? And we're talking about somebody that Ice called a friend. Come on now, like y'all making excuses for behavior that I wouldn't even treat a stranger off the street. Like, seriously? That shit is weird. Like, it's weird behavior. Like it's weird. It's just weird. If my security is taking up my bags and my friend's bag, not this artist that I decided to bring on tour, my friend's bag, who happens to be an artist, her bag is right next to mine. Why am I not having my security take it upstairs? That's what y'all excusing. Like, that's what's weird to me. Let me see if I can get to the next one.
So that's that. I'll tell y'all how the tour went. This is when things go left now. Yeah, we're in a hotel room. We're not sure if we're gonna like bring our bags to the venue. So that's that.
I don't know why I keep doing it.
I'll tell y'all how the lineup, like, okay. Anyways, let's go into how the tour went. So first couple of days was cute. We went to Philly. This is when things go left now. Yeah, we're in a hotel room. We're not sure if we're gonna like bring our bags to the venue because I guess like we were gonna come back to the hotel. But she told me, don't leave your bags at the venue. You might need something. Don't leave your bags at the hotel. You might need something in it. And I was like, okay, I'll bring it. Her security, who brings all her bags, she has like 10 bags. He brought my bag, brought the bags down, and now we're at the venue. And I do need something in the suitcase. Like I had a wardrobe malfunction, like she said I probably would have. That's that. She cursed me, okay? But now I do have a wardrobe malfunction. So I'm like, oh, how can I get the bag? She's like, tell the security to get it for you. I go to the security. I'm like, can you get my bag out the trunk? Because I have no idea where the trunk is going to go. We just came to the venue like we artists, we working, whatever. He goes, he gets the bag, brings it upstairs. I change, end of the show. I put my bag next to her 10 bags and the big black dresser. And yeah, I'm thinking everything is gonna be moved like back into the truck and we could, you know, leave, go back to the hotel. I turned around and my bag is still there. My bag was still there. All her bags was gone. I'm just like, why would somebody just leave my bag? Like, I'm like, I asked the security, I'm like, can you take my bag? He said no. I was like, what the fuck? What's going on? He brought all her bags. He's like, okay.
But my whole thing too, because Ace is like, well, all of that is paid by the label. So why did you invite her then? Why invite her? If you weren't going to accommodate her, why invite? And we're talking about, she just wasn't invited to show up at the Chicago show or the New York show. She was invited to do the entire tour. So you invited this woman on tour, a small artist, and you weren't going to accommodate her at all? That's weird to me. Like it just and then this is my thing. Black people defending this shit is actually very weird to me. And yes, I'm gonna go there. It's because we've seen artists get used by labels all the time. TLC is a great one. That's a great example. And it's the way Black people be defending this shit for me. When you know we don't get paid the same, they just drain all of our creative energy for their benefit. Their kids get the money. The Black community does not. Their wives get the money. The Black community does not. This woman was being used, period. And you're sitting up here defending it because of a fucking label? A label that don't give a shit about you? And we know the labels are owned by who? Not Black people, not like that. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, come on. Like, what are you defending? A Black woman getting taken advantage of? Because if you was in the same situation, your ass would get taken advantage of. So what are you defending? All around, the situation was trash. From management to the label to inviting her, it was all trash. Ice Spice, her whole personality and energy to me, trash. All of this could have been handled better. It should have never made it to the internet. But she's speaking out because she's being silenced. She wasn't even going to take it to the internet. But it's like when you put a black woman, and let me just go ahead and pull it up. Because y'all, it's like black people be defending the oppression that is placed against them. I will never understand it. Because if you was in that same situation, you would be done the same way. You're not gonna get special treatment just because. Well, I would know. You wouldn't know. We're talking about the same people. I'm gonna take it there too. We're talking about Taraji P. Henson. They came on here and said that when they did the fucking Color Purple, and yes, I'm taking it there. When they did the Color Purple, they didn't even have changing rooms. They didn't have it set at all. And then you had black people come online and be like, oh, like you asking for too much, you doing too much. But I'm pretty sure if it was, I don't know, say a white actor or actress, they would have had all the accommodations. And this is what I'm saying. Like black people, you're too comfortable with accepting breadcrumbs. When are you actually going to get a piece of the fucking pie? If you keep accepting less, you're not going to get the pie. You got to know your worth. So yeah, she assumed, and that's why I'm saying in business, you should never assume, but stop letting people play in your face. They will accommodate anybody that they feel is worthy and necessary. Even when they did the Color Purple, they didn't accommodate them people. They didn't accommodate the black people that was on set because it was a film like the Color Purple. Stop making excuses. Like y'all, the more y'all make excuses, the more they can just play in your face, and then will tell you, just take it. Like they used to do when we were slaves. Just take it. Just take the scraps and be grateful. But then suck you for all your labor, all of your inventing skills, scientist skills, doctoring skills. Like y'all don't want to get me started because I'm going to tell you, they could take that shit and shove it up their ass. You are not about to just hand me something and then I'm just going to accept it because you feel that investing in me as an equal to my white counterparts is just not a good investment for you when really I'm bringing in the numbers. Like, and then this is another thing. This is another thing too. Ice Spice, is she really that successful to be acting like this? I don't think so. Is she really that talented to be acting like this? Is she a Beyonce? Is she who else? I can't even think of her damn Mariah Carey. No, she's not. No, she's not. She's not. So this to me was just all uncalled for. Yes. I remember when Nicki Minaj said that. Yep. But I'm telling you right now, black people, in order for you to get a piece of the pie, you can't just shut up and keep taking it. Eventually, you got to start speaking up. You got to have a take it or leave it mindset. And that means you will have to walk away from some deals. Tabitha Brown is a perfect example of that. Tabitha Brown, before she got her hair care line, she had to walk away from some deals because they weren't trying to give her the creative control. They weren't trying to give her equal earnings compared to some of the other people that wanted to be a part of her deal. So if you don't speak up, you're never going to get what you're looking for. I'm just telling you that right now. But if you're going to keep having this, oh, I just need to take what they going to give me and I just need to be grateful. Well, you never going to get shit. That's not... You never gonna get it. That's why Taraji P. Henson, she had to put her home up for sale. And y'all was dragging her online like, oh, like you just acting like you just so entitled. That woman been acting for years. That's crazy. That's why I'm like, she been on the job for a while. She been acting for a very long time. I don't think she's asking something that is beyond her worth. I think she's earned it. And we talking about dressing rooms. That's crazy. Like the stuff and that's what I'm saying. Like, if it was you, what would you want? Let's start with that. If it was you, what would you do? Let's start with that. But trying to make it seem like she just dumb and she don't know what she doing, that And then we know how it is. Let me go ahead and pull up this girl because I wanted to bring her on because she was speaking my language.
Approach. The thing that I hate the most about this Cleo versus Ice Spice situation is that Cleo had to endure that suffering in efforts for her testimony to be validated. In a society that demonizes and weaponizes women with dark skin, if Cleo had to approach that situation any way other than what she did, y'all would be on this bitch singing a whole nother tune. She couldn't afford to leave that tour early, or it would have gave into the narrative that she was difficult or entitled. She couldn't have overly spoke up the way that she wanted to without being deemed as aggressive. She couldn't have expressed her discomfort without looking like she was ungrateful for an opportunity. And the thing that pisses me off the most is because I know Cleo personally. She definitely would have put belt to ass for sure. Like, for sure, without a doubt, okay? But she knew that that little inkling of emotion would have cost her career, would have cost her reputation, and she had to give grace that her lighter counterpart would have never offered her at all. I mean, we see it in fucking messages. To call her careerless, to gaslight her and then use like fat phobia. Oh, she ate and scarfed that motherfucking food down like a vacuum. Okay, and to say, oh, yeah, I was doing you a solid because you only had like 10,000 listeners on Spotify.
Hold on.
If you didn't.
I want to weigh in on the steak thing. If y'all weren't feeding her, if it was a secret to go out to eat, if it was a secret, if it was just too much, it was just so out of budget for this girl to get a chicken salad. And then, you know what I can't stand? Ice Spice, right? Ice Spice. She got people just boosting up her head, boosting. Because when she spoke out, right, she never really addressed the things that Cleo was saying. And it was just the treatment that she was experiencing. The only thing she could do was gaslight her and basically like fat shame her. But part of the reason why she could have been acting like that was, well, you weren't feeding her. You weren't feeding her. So all she did was just validate what Cleo was already saying. It's like, y'all wasn't trying to feed me. It was a secret when y'all went to the steakhouse and y'all went out to eat. Y'all went to go get something to eat. And y'all knew that it was a struggle to find food. I just don't understand that. So that's weird. Like, y'all, that's weird behavior. Y'all not about to sit up here and try to make it seem like that's normal. That's not normal. That's not normal. That's me going out to a steak dinner. And I know my friend is back at the hotel. She got to be hungry because there's nothing but a McDonald's around. So much so to the point where the other people that went to the steakhouse dinner, they brought food back for the people that didn't go. And I don't bring nothing back for my friend? That's crazy. I guess. And this is why people be throwing around that friend. Y'all be throwing around that friend label too loosely for me. A friendship, it takes time to build. You're not going to build a friendship in 2 years. You're not going to build a real friendship in 3 years. Friendships take time to build. And how do you know when someone is your friend? They have consistently showed up for you, supported you, celebrated you, and have shown loyalty. That is a real friend. But y'all be throwing around that friend. Y'all throw it around so loosely. I take the friend label very fucking serious because I don't want just anybody around me. That's number one. I don't hang out with everybody. I don't be meeting people like, hey, bestie. And them besties, the ones that be like, hey, bestie, them the ones you really got to watch out for. They tend to be like, hey, bestie, as an opportunist. Hey, bestie, let me see how I can use your ass. Hey, bestie, I'm not really a girl's girl, but I'm going to pretend to be a girl's girl until I can use your ass and get everything that I don't play about the whole, hey, bestie, I don't like that. This shit is fake as hell. I be seeing girls get scammed with the, hey, bestie. I just be looking at them like, please stay away from me. And them be the bullies. Them be the bullies in the group. Them be the ones that be talking shit about you behind your back, kiki kin, and da-da-da. Them be the ones that you really got to watch out for. When they be so eager to rush into a friendship with you, hey, bestie, it's weird. It's not genuine. Genuine friends, genuine connections don't start off rush. They're slow burners. Anything real, doesn't matter if it's platonic, romantic, whatever. It's always going to be a slow burner. Anything real takes time. And I wish this generation would get that together, because y'all think everything is instant. You just put it in the microwave, you hit 30 seconds, and it's ready. That's not real life. That's not real life. Anything real takes time. It's going to be a slow burner. Someone cannot be your friend in 2 years. I'm sorry. You can work towards that. In 2 years? No, that's not enough time. You need to experience all 4 seasons of life with that person. And when I say all 4 seasons, like when you're down on your luck, when you're going through a hard time, when you're grieving, you know, all the things that come with life, you don't know if that's really your friend yet. You don't. So wait until something happens in your life. See if they're there for you. Wait until you have a loved one that's in the hospital. Do they call and check on you? Like, let real situations pop up in your life before you start calling them, hey, bestie. I stay away from people like that.
You didn't use y'all entire friendship as a motherfucking PR rollout. It's crazy. And then I was there when we met this girl in the club for the first time, and she had on a bubble skirt and a lace top. And she was like, oh my God, Cleo, I grew up watching your videos. So she's talentless and careerless and a nobody now that you have surpassed her due to society's standard, because it's not because of talent. Cleo, I done seen too many bitches like play with you feel me, on social media, whether it was that Impact show, whether it was just a multitude of things. But I thank you for still defending yourself, for you using your voice, for you still seeing that this industry, you feel me, what they do to women of your complexion, of your stature, of your magnitude, of your personality, and still going in and still doing you, and still, you know, having motherfuckers that's out here supporting you and riding for you, bitch. I appreciate that, okay? I love that for you, and you gonna win, and you gonna come out on top no matter what, bitch. And as for me, I'm just commenting on the situation like any other fucking TikToker, but I won't give a fuck if a hoe had vitiligo. Light, black, beige, I'm on your ass. So don't even come up under here with all that shit. The thing that I hate the most about this Cleo versus Ice Spice situation is that Cleo...
Somebody in the chat said, but they expect for men to propose in 2 years. Are you intimate with a man in the same way that you're intimate with a friend? Probably not. Probably not. Probably not. You're not expecting for that friend to show up in the same way you're expecting this person you're in a relationship with. You're not. So it's not the same. Unless y'all hanging out every day, literally every day, like you would that man, then okay. But you're not hanging out with that person every day. So, and then it's not high school. So it's a little different. You see that person every day when you're in high school, maybe even college. But grown woman friendships are slow burners. Slower burners than when it comes to relationships with men, simply because the dynamics are different. The schedules are busier, and you may not see that person every day. So, like I said, please take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. Yeah, I think that's weird. Like, you giving your body a time, most likely 2 years is enough time to me. A friend is a little bit different. Just a tad bit different. Yeah, everyone is not your friend. And I just feel like they were, like I said, I just feel like they were never friends. Let me go ahead and play this one too.
Breaking down this dynamic. Cleo and Ice Spice's situation is a great example of what karmic friendships tend to look like for a lot of women. It's when the divine femme attracts the karmic, okay? What's crazy is I made a video breaking down this dynamic like 2 years ago. Like, I am such an Aquarius, but I used Maddie and Cassie back then as my example. So basically, if you never seen Euphoria, Maddie and Cassie were best friends, okay? Maddie is Cleo. Cassie is Ice Spice. Y'all remember in Euphoria, Maddie was very confident. She was outspoken. She was driven. She was that girl, okay? Where Cassie was more quiet and soft. And she really didn't have her own identity. Maddie was a divine femme. Divine feminine women do not seek validation from the world. They validate themselves, okay? Their confidence comes from years of trauma. It is real because it comes from themselves. Where Cassie did not have a lot of confidence, okay? So what she did was just start imitating everything Maddie did, thinking that it would give her that confidence. She copied the way she did her hair, the way she dressed. She even smashed her best friend's man, thinking that her confidence came from having a man, when in reality, it didn't. Maddie was just naturally that girl. And what happens is the Maddies, the Cleos, their real confidence tends to always attract these type of women, right? Because people will either be very inspired by your light and your confidence, or they'll be intimidated by it. But just because these women are intimidated doesn't mean they stay away from you. A lot of times they will specifically draw you out. They will want to be in close proximity to you. And instead of doing the internal work, these women try to skip steps by just imitating you. Like Cassie did, like Ice Spice did. Before Ice Spice came out, she was not like that. Her whole brand and image and aesthetic mimics Cleo, down to Ice being mad that Cleo didn't say she was Nigerian, down to Ice even inviting her on tour, going out with her, trying to align herself with Cleo. Why was that? She was using for her confidence, for her aura, for her energy. Ice being in close proximity with Cleo changed people's perception of her. It never gave girl to me, because any woman whose entire persona, catalog, music is about taking another woman's man, it never gave girl. But aligning herself with Cleo made you think that maybe she was, right? And this is why these type of women want to be around you. They want to use you for your gifts. They want to use you for your swag. They will imitate everything you do just to turn around and villainize you for it. Ooh. And that's a lot of reason why I believe that Ice Spice was mistreating Cleo on that tour. Not just because of colorism, not just because she's a weirdo, but because Cleo reminded her that, baby, you ain't really got it like that. Ice's confidence is false. Ooh. It comes from external things. Ooh. Like streams, like concerts, like billboards, like magazine covers. That's external validation. Ooh. Think that you are that girl because you know you're the one on tour. You don't have no humility. That's why when Cleo came, even though she has less followers than you, less listeners to you, she's opening for you, she's still exuding this confidence because her confidence is from the internal, from the self. Yep. It's real. So her still being able to attract friends, have a good time, and be turned up, despite Ice trying to humble her and isolate her at every turn, it reminded her that I don't really got it like that. And she don't. She was using Cleo for her energy, using her for her light and aura, just to turn around and try to villainize her for it. Yep. This is a very common friendship dynamic for a lot of women, and especially Black women. And I'm proud that Cleo handled it the way she did, because a lot of times these women will purposely try to trigger you. Yep. Just so you can blow up. Yep. And you can fit into the narrative. Yep. They're already making about you. Yep. And I'm glad that Cleo didn't get out of character and allow Ice to have that much power over her. Kudos to a real bitch. Cleo and Ice.
Didn't she sum that up really nicely? I did a video on my other YouTube channel about karmic friendships, and I also talked about, let me see if I can find it, because this was another take too. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. I'm about to share it. If you want to watch the full video, I'll put it up. I'll put a link. But this is another example of a karmic friend.
hold the frequency of real friendship, or at the very least, authentic engagement with one another? In this video, we are going to be looking at how some karmic feminines model their identity after the divine feminine and what lies within the shadow. This is Channeling Chinese.
I don't know if that's copyrighted.
While the divine feminine lives naturally in her emotional world and spiritual being, she radiates an effervescence that is seemingly intangible to the karmic, creating a dynamic of jealousy, competition, and even levels of mimicking that go beyond light forms of flattery.
That everybody else seemed to be narrating my life for me.
Yes.
So why don't I put something out that is my side of the story? It's not hateful or anything. It's simply a beautiful moment to let go of.
I was able to tell my story about who I was from my own mouth instead of people from the outside being able to tell my story for me.
She was the first record I ever bought, and she was the first concert I ever went to. Baby One More Time.
Britney documentary yet, and I love Britney Spears. She was the first concert.
But why does the karmic feminine copy instead of going within herself and connecting with her own divine feminine essence? And how can these types of feminines work to turn their gaze from external means and comparison? Because the divine feminine is willing to go where most individuals are not, particularly in the spaces of personal development through deep reflection, as well as the continued practice of personal accountability.
It was like making me angry. You know what it is it made me feel like this.
It's a trigger.
I just like, I've spent years of my life trying to not be that.
Many karmic feminines seek to mimic the outcome of strength that divine feminines have cultivated without having done any of the real work.
That was one of the moments where I was like, I don't have to be that 19-year-old body shape anymore because I'm not.
That's the other thing too that I think I'm learning is I'm not 19 anymore. I'm 24 now. I feel like my body has changed the most even this.
Karmic feminines also find themselves perplexed and confused by the ways in which masculine energies respond to the divine feminine versus to them. Many karmics may even notice a level of deep emotional admiration felt by masculines toward divine feminines, and in an effort to gain higher favor, emphasize their submission to this masculine by accepting his negative behaviors, or by exerting their control over this masculine using manipulation tactics.
What up, Jay? What's up, Sam? Good morning, Justin.
If you weren't so hot, I would have got rid of you a long time ago.
Much of these behaviors, however, are supported in many of today's relationships, with masculines perpetuating karmic connections as a way of spiritually bypassing their own growth. This process inevitably impedes on the growth of the karmic feminine as well, by partially rewarding them for their subservience or exertion of control through continued companionship.
Leading up to the tour to make sure that, he was doing everything necessary and safe for that, and we'll just keep doing that. But it definitely is, it sucks that the tour was postponed.
She was asking me. Huh?
Anyways.
They were asking me, because it's my Lyme disease. It's not your Lyme disease. Are you worried about my Lyme disease?
Well, I was helped, in every freaking day in the doctor with you for months. So
yeah, but
sometimes
they asked if I was scared about the Lyme disease because I'm the one that has it.
Right, but I didn't say that. I just was saying that you were taking all the necessary.
Listen to me, woman.
However, karmic feminines may find themselves surprised that even with how they mimic the divine, while also perpetrating an agreeable relationship persona, they still manage to fail to captivate their masculine's heart above the divine feminine, leaving them feeling emptier than when the relationship first began.
Am I on top of this person too much? Is he sick of me? It's like, because then...
You're just honest, babe. I can't, don't touch me right now. Like, not right now, but I'm just saying.
I thought you were being serious.
No, just in general.
These feminines will at times befriend divine feminines, not for the purpose of sisterhood and emotional expansion, but as a means to study behaviors to later implement into their ever-changing personalities.
So then let's get on this subject too, because this is creepy to me as well. These are all Selena's close friends. They're not like entertainment people. They're like regular people. And obviously they look happy as friends, okay? Not only did Haley follow every single one of her friends that was in that picture with her, she legit hung out with every single one of them. If this isn't giving you single white female, not because she's white, but literally the movie Single White Female, that I don't know what it is.
But finding a deep sense of self-love and reverence is not easily duplicated without true devotion. As the karmic glamours at the divine feminine, she overlooks the amount of pain, ego dismantlement, and rejection that it took to get there.
It just sucks too, because like the whole song thing, he called me this morning about the song with Justin, and I was like, when am I gonna just be good enough by myself? Like, when am I gonna be like? When am I gonna be good just by myself, not needing anybody to be associated with? Like, it's so.
You already are. How can karmic feminines break the cycle of copy and compare? Quite simply, they can do the work. By turning their gaze away from the divine feminine and towards their own journey, they can tap into their natural gifts and attract genuine relationships with masculines instead of.
So I just want to branch off of that here for a sec. So basically, because people always ask me, what's the difference between a karmic feminine and a divine feminine? A divine feminine is a woman who has done the work, meaning she has gone deep within herself to learn who she is, to find who she is. It's very similar to Alice in the Wonderland. I tell my girls all the time that if you're going to take on this spiritual journey with yourself, watch Alice in the Wonderland. Alice in the Wonderland, she went down the rabbit hole and she found her higher self. Okay, that's what she did. But she had to do the work. Like along her path to find her higher self, she was tested along the way. She had to discover and learn things about herself. And then she had to learn the good, the bad, and the in-between. And then eventually she got to her higher self. So in the beginning of Alice in the Wonderland, she was about to give in to the pressures of societal standards and things like that about who she should be and how she should show up in the world. But instead, she took a different route. She went down a rabbit hole to find her higher self. And at the end, she becomes like this very empowered, self-assured Alice in the Wonderland because she found herself. So really, all the difference is when it comes to a karmic feminine and a divine feminine is simply a woman who has done the work, that knows herself, that doesn't look for outside, that doesn't look outside of herself for validation. She also can emotionally regulate herself. She can calmly regulate her emotions when necessary. She also is aware of her triggers. She knows what's going to trigger her to cause emotional imbalance or maybe even irrationally react based off of a trigger that she's just more self-assured. She's more aware of herself and she knows who she is. So I always tell girls that if you're going to start doing the work, watch Alice in the Wonderland, because it will kind of give you that interpretation of where you start and then where you'll end up if you actually go through doing the work. So that's really the only difference. And like I said, any woman has the ability to be this woman. The only reason karmic feminines exist is simply because they just choose not to do the work. The only reason divine feminines exist is because they choose to do the work. So it just depends on who you want to be, how you want to show up in the world. Do you want to show up in the world where you continuously, every year, every day, copy what another woman is doing? Or do you want to just show up the world just being your true, authentic self? That's really it. And it just seems like Ice Spice is just going through copying this black girl, this girl, because she can't pull it from within. She is just going to keep mirroring and copying everyone outside of herself You want to be around women that can pull that energy and generate that energy on their own by knowing themselves. When you know yourself, you tend to have a better personality. You tend to be fun to be around. When I think of Ice Spice, I think of like air, y'all. And I'm not even trying to be mean, but it's like I think of just air. I think of an empty room. I like if you think of Ice Spice, like what would you put in the room? Because we understand the persona she created, right? But outside of the persona, who is she? Like we don't even know who this girl is. So yeah, when I think of Ice Spice, I think of air. That's what I think of. I don't think about nothing else but air. Let me see. Hold on. I want to see when she first came out. Is it this one? Let me just show you because I'm about to show y'all what I'm talking about. This is when I can't believe y'all made this girl famous. But that's how she came, y'all. I just want y'all to see how she used to come out on stage. This is how she used to come out on stage. I can't believe y'all made this girl famous. But that's how she used to dress and everything. Then look at this.
Ice Spice completely copied Cleo's style. This is a picture of Cleo in 2021. This is Ice Spice in the same exact outfit in 2022. Cleo made an excellent point. You can clearly go back to Cleo's Facebook from 2021 and see when her style started changing up and when she started really embodying the Y2K, mini skirts, chunky boots type of style. She, as a light skin woman, literally copied a dark skin woman's entire aesthetic and had the nerve to put her down. Ooh. So for Ice Spice to sit up here and have the audacity to say that she gave Cleo an opportunity that she didn't have to, and heavy on the she didn't have to, right? She definitely made sure to say that a couple times. I didn't have to. When you don't copy this girl's whole entire style, aesthetic, etc., is absolutely wild to me. Ice Spice completely copied Cleo's style. This is a picture of Cleo in 2021. This is Ice Spice in the same exact outfit in 2022. Cleo made an excellent point. You can clearly go back to Cleo's Facebook from 2021.
Y'all should have never made this girl famous. Now she done got beside herself, y'all. I want to grab her by her head, y'all. That's what I want to do. Because now she done got beside herself. And that's the thing about these karmics. When you give them life because they can't generate it on their own, then that's when they start acting like they are who they are and this is me, and it's like they wearing your whole personality. It's very strange to me. It is very strange. But she gonna defend herself. Let's go ahead and let her defend herself.
Sharing my stage with you and you feeling so entitled, like you thinking that my peoples that work for me is supposed to work for you too. Like that's so crazy to me. Like how I'm in the shower, you gon' barge in while I'm butt ass naked, trying to press me about some bags that you gotta carry some bags. What? Like, nah, that's that shit, bro. But that's all I could do, y'all. All I could do is sigh about it, because it's just like, what can you do, bro? It's like, damn. Crash outs and they going on rants, bro. Crash outs and they going on rants, but fuck it though. At the end of the day, it's whatever, bro. Like this shit comes with it, you know, like Yeah, see, clearly, this will come with it, bro, right? So, fuck it. But the whole thing that's blowing me right now is, like, talking about some dark energy, trying to compare a tour bus to a slave ship. Like, what are you talking about right now? What? That is crazy to me, bro. That's so crazy to me. Like, you really gonna be friends with somebody for 2 years, sharing my stage with you, and you feeling so entitled? Like, you thinking that my peoples that work for me is supposed to work for you too? Like, that's so crazy to me. Like, how
Like I said, when it comes to Cleo, the part that I think she messed up at was she did not negotiate her terms and conditions up front. She got excited and was like, oh, okay, like, let me make this work. But she should have negotiated with Ice Spice. But again, I think she was blinded by the fact that they were friends. But like I said, I don't think they was ever really friends, but they were friends. She was blinded by that label, that title that they shared with each other. And so I think she was blinded by that. Also, another thing that I didn't agree with when it comes to Cleo is she should have never went on tour with this girl after her best friend exposed her. And then you was defending Ice Spice when she was having her falling out with her best friend. And like I said, I believe that this is all Cleo's karma. Yes, I believe that. I believe that this is all part of her karma. When she spoke out and she got in the middle of Ice Spice and Storm situations they had going on, she should have just stayed out of it. But I believe the reason why Cleo did what she did was because she was looking for an opportunity from Ice Spice. She knew that she needed to still have this relationship with Ice Spice and that she would benefit from the relationship with Ice Spice. So she defended Ice Spice against Storm, and she shouldn't have did that. And now she's dealing with the karma. So that's my opinion. We're just gonna wrap up the drama with that. In my opinion, I don't think any of these girls were ever really truly friends. That's just my opinion. They were more like associates, maybe even potential business partners. But friend, I'm gonna need y'all to stop using that so loosely, okay? Friendship is a slow burner. Allow people to go through many different seasons with you before you call them a friend. Are they there for you through grief? Are they there for you to celebrate you? Are they there for you to support you through life? Allow them to show you that they can be there for you. Are they there for you when your life changes, like marriage, childbirth, or maybe you graduate college and move away? Are they still going to be there for you after the fact when you go through like some type of milestone change in your life? That's when you know you got a real friend. Otherwise, she's just an associate. And an associate is when you have a common, I don't know, like a commonality within the friendship or relationship that you're, I would say the association, the commonality within the association, meaning y'all go to the same school, y'all work together, or an associate is someone that you may see out and you may socialize with them, but like a friend to me is more intimate. And then in some cases, a friend can be more intimate than a romantic relationship. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. Sometimes a friend can be more intimate than a romantic relationship with a man. An acquaintance is another good one too. An associate, an acquaintance, or something like that. Like someone that you go out with to have lunch with, or someone you go out with to get drinks with, someone that you just do things with. That's an acquaintance. That's not a friend though. You haven't really gotten to that level yet. Like you gotta allow a friendship to slow burn over a period of time for you to actually label, all right, that's my friend. But until then, that's my acquaintance. That's my associate. Okay? That's a girl I get drinks with. It's okay to say that. All right? Like my best friend, she my best friend because we've been friends since like middle school. Like she's been there before Yoni. She was there before. She was there when I was the weird, awkward Black girl that was quirky and bubbly, and no one really could understand my position in society because I didn't fit the stereotypes of the Black woman that they felt I needed to fit in order to be accepted as the Black woman. So like she been there through everything. She been there through a lot. But no, the situation, I don't know. It's just, can we just acknowledge that Ice Spice's energy is dark? She got that same type of energy that P. Diddy got. Not as dark as P. Diddy, but I would compare Ice Spice's energy to Black China before she became Angela White. When Black China was Black China, there's a similar connection there. Like you can't tell me that there isn't a similar connection between Black China when Black China was in her prime and Ice Spice. That's all I'm gonna say. They share very, very similar energy, which is why I'm going so hard on Ice Spice, because something ain't right with that girl, and y'all can't convince me otherwise. If y'all not gonna cancel somebody, if this out of all the people that you need to cancel, it's her. It's her. I want her canceled more than I want Sexy Red canceled. Yeah, I said it. It's just something about her. Like, it's her. It's her energy. It's her eyes. They look dead. Like, she just looks soulless. Like like I said, dry air, a room that's empty. Like, that's what I get from her. I don't like it. I wouldn't even want, if I had my niece, I wouldn't want her listening to Ice Spice. I just wouldn't. Because I don't know what type of energy she putting into her music. And yes, I'm looking at her sideways because she got darkness around her. I don't know what it is. I don't trust it. Like, she got a demon on her or something. And I don't say that type of stuff lightly. She got a demon on her. She's something dark about her. It's in her eyes. And when I see it in the eyes, I'm like, oh my God, the soul, it ain't there. It's the eyes for me, y'all. They just look, it's like you would do this and she don't blink. That's concerning to me. So I don't know. It's something about her. It's not because of this Cleo situation. I've been feeling this way for a while, to be honest. But since Cleo, she spoke on it, we all gonna speak. Some ain't right. All right. And I saw her at that basketball game too. And if I could pull up the video, I will. When she was at that basketball game. Was it basketball? Let me see. Let me see if I can see. Ooh, yeah. Let's talk about it. Hold on, because let's talk about it real quick.
All right, we got here Ice Spice singer. I don't know much, like the symbol of the devil, and then holding the upside down cross, and all the people are going crazy. Well, some people are going crazy because of Satanism. Honest to God, first of all, I think this stuff is just made for publicity stunt. She's next to Taylor Swift. I don't even care about what kind of music she make, honestly. But Taylor Swift's boyfriend is winning. It's all her attention. The attention, it's on them. And how do I get some of that attention on me? I'm going to do something stupid so conspiracy theorists are going to talk about it and get some momentum on me. That's it.
Listen, y'all got to stop throwing us conspiracy theories under the bus, because y'all never come back and say, oh, you were right about this. And we need to stop. Oh, it was the Super Bowl. It was the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, y'all. It was the Super Bowl. Because I'm like, why is Taylor Swift? Why is she taking? Okay, yeah, it was the Super Bowl. I knew it was. I thought it was a basketball game or something, but it popped right up. I put basketball game in there and everything. Anyway, like I was saying, this ain't no conspiracy. That girl, she looked like she got a demon on her. And I'm going to say what I said. I'm going to say that she looked like she got a demon on her, like on her back, to be exact. All right. Just sucking her energy. That's why she looked dead in the eyes. Like there's no one home. Anyone home? No. Okay. That's what it looked like. So I said what I said, and we'll see in the future. But no, it's weird. And then I'm just done. And even if she was doing it as publicity or whatever like that, you don't play them type of games. Just like that man when he was saying, "Oh, I was praying to the devil." What? I was praying to the devil just to see if I like what? Like, there's just some things you don't do. I believe it. I believe it. Takia, I believe that. I believe that. Ooh, that's a good one. Let me put that back on the screen. I believe that. Something. It ain't right. Yes, I did see that video. They sent me that video where she was sitting and she was it was like the demons in her were uncomfortable during that prayer. Do I need to bring that one up too? Let me bring it up. Come on now, like this, y'all can't say this is normal. I don't care what y'all say. I'm not even super religious. I'm not a Bible thumper. I'm not any of that. This is weird. She looks so uncomfortable. Let me show you. That's when I was like, ooh, she got that demon on her back.
Protect us as we go through the rest of the night and the rest of our careers. You know what I'm saying? So everybody hold hands. Hold hands, hold hands. Lord, thank you so much for bringing this amazing group together right now with this amazing stream and our amazing teams, Lord. We are all from the same place and we are all trying to get to the same place, which is the top. And we all want to experience different things in our lives, chat. So thank you so much for bringing all of us together. And I pray that you allow us to grow on other people, on each other. And I pray that you allow us to reach any measures in this life. And you just watch over us daily. You bless us. You allow us to bless other people with our work and our amazing craft. And you help us enjoy this night. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen.
Listen, shout out to all my Don Julio. What the fuck? You bless us. You allow us to bless other people with our work and our amazing craft. And you help us enjoy this night. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen.
Listen.
Like I said, I would let my kids listen to her music. And I don't even talk like that. I sound like an auntie. Like, what is going on? I sound like an auntie, but it's a no. It's something about it, y'all. I don't know what it is, but it's just, I sound like an old lady right now. I do. I really do. I sound like an old lady, y'all. But listen, if you were a daughter of mine, a niece of mine, that ain't your little friend. That's what I would tell you. That ain't your little friend. And I don't like you hanging out with her. And that ain't your little friend. Because hell no. Like, no. And you know what's concerning? She doesn't know herself, right? And when you don't know yourself, you don't really have nothing to really live for. You have no purpose because you don't know who you are. Your purpose is basically created around you based off of trends, what's in, what's popular, but you don't have a purpose because you don't know who you are. The only way you can really step into your purpose, right, when you're out here doing things is you have, first of all, you got to know who you are. That was the whole purpose of Alice in the Wonderland. Alice going down the rabbit hole was because she was trying to find herself and she found her purpose in life. That's why I keep trying to tell y'all, go watch Alice in the Wonderland. All right. She walked away from the pressures of society and what was expected of her. And then she went down the rabbit hole. Along the way, she found herself and then she met her purpose and she fell into her higher self. So Ice Spice, it's a no for me. It's a no. I don't know. It's just something about it. I don't like it. And I have a feeling this is not the end of hearing things about Ice Spice when it comes to her energy and her behavior. This is just the beginning. And I said what I said. There's going to be something else that's going to happen towards the end of this year, going into 2025. Mark my words when I say this. There's something else because, like I said, we in the era and the energy of the new age of Aquarius. Nothing will go without being seen publicly. And the veil is completely open, and the glamour magic that these celebrities be using we can see through that now. And so we see Ice Spice. I see Ice Spice I see her very clearly, but some people may still be struggling if they don't have their third eye open. But going into 2025, you'll see her very, very clearly. Mark my words when I say that. Mark my words when I say that. I'm going to go ahead and end the live here. Please give the video a thumbs up. I don't have anything personally against Ice Spice. It's just energetically, it's an energy thing. Not feeling it. Not feeling it. Not feeling it. Not feeling it. So anything that's hidden will be revealed in due time. So if I'm wrong, I guess I will be proven wrong then. You know, I don't mind that. I don't mind being proved wrong every now and then. It makes me human. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all's day and rest of y'all's night. And I hope to see you in my next one. If you have any other recommendations for things that you would like for me to talk about, let me know. Y'all have a good night.